Take a step back here and view the historical timeline we have traced through art. Right in the middle of the 20th century, with the plethora of isms and ideas in terms of approach, styles and techniques. Looking back at the artists and art we have encountered so far in the 20th century, there seems a difference emerging. Art is no longer based on a societal focus on religious belief, for example, or the fond reminiscence of ancient times, as was with neoclassical Greek and Roman art, nor even the Egyptian and Byzantine mosaics and reliefs, most certainly a long way away from those handprints in the caves at Lascaux. Or is it? We can see an emergence of a reverence of a kind in that of worship of things, and the art object absorbed within a cycle of commodity. A lot of history in terms of dates. However, art history is different. It is specific to itself. It is outside of history because it does not and cannot tell accurate stories. Although artists generally over the last 1,000 years have been commissioned by those in power, and only those paintings of specific historical events tell us a story, and only then from the required perspective. Today, art sold or auctioned no longer has meaningful function in terms of helping present a unified focus like religion used to, or of medieval art, or ancient icons, gods or talismans for that matter. Now, in a relatively secular, non-religious society, one of art's new functions seems primarily to be that of investment. Since 1970s New York, with the list of savvy gallerists like Mary Boone emerging in Soho, Tribeca, and later the Lower East Side, art from the depths of to be seen in music clubs like Palladium, the Area, and Mud, frequented by people like Andy Warhol, Basquiat and Haring, with murals and paintings interchangeable with their walls. After the initial chaotic start during punk's years of people like Patti Astor and Gracie Manson's Fun Gallery, the pressure not to only nurture artists but to pay the hawkish commerciality of potential rentable spaces in the city would, as the 80s continued, eventually produce art sold with spin, much like the pseudoscience that sells cars, white goods and cosmetics. Art became more questioning of pop's ironic copycat commercialism with artists like Jeff Koons. The isms ran out around this time as so many variables of the term art started to be produced, with technology aiding that process. Film and mechanized forms of sculpture began to offer less obviously contemplatory notions of what art used to be when it was hung on walls as a painting. Now, a few decades on, art of all colours and descriptions can be seen to perform like a high-end commodity or valuable. The content or story it now tells is quite different in that it is diverse, determined by the artist what is made and what it's worth. Art has progressed, but only within the limits of our current understanding of the world.